Welcome to Jocelyn's Cabaret.
We about to have some fun on this. About to have some fun.
Hello, and welcome to Speak Brown Girlfriends, the show that talks about all things Black women and relationships. I'm one of your hosts, Alyssa. I'm a divorced mom of 3 littles, a digital marketer, and a theologian. I'm a womanist and a strong Black independent woman, currently trying not to be as strong and independent.
Oh, that's good.
So good. I like my comedy sarcastic, my traveling frequent, and my dancing a little hood and a lot of ratchet.
I am your other host, Agatha, but you can call me Aggie. I am a divorced mother as well of 3. I like to call them my big 3. I am a business consultant as well as a country girl at heart, but I have a city mentality. And I like to help people tap into their inner strengths. Want to know where they say she got the juice? Keep listening. I love to travel. I'm such a foodie. I am a wine and liquor connoisseur. And I love to tap into my wild side every now and then.
So, welcome to season 3 of Speak Brown Girlfriends, formerly known as Speak Brown Girl. It didn't make sense because there's always more than one girl. So,
Right.
Speak Brown Girlfriends is better. That is my kid in the background. Hashtag mom life. Same.
This climate, they about to come down the stairs, but it droves.
It is what it is. So same great show, slightly different structure, great new topics that help bring us closer as girlfriends. So we're gonna go through multiple segments in the structure of the new season. We have a lot of different things in store, like our Tinder Trolling segment, where we read out Tinder profiles and discuss.
Just gave her your phone for that.
I did. Our What's in Your Purse segment, where we discuss what's in our purse and significance of those things, and of course our topic of the day.
I'm excited.
So difficult conversations, but conversations that need to be had. If you're ready to join us, let's hop in. Our topic of the day is going to be Toxic Girl Summer.
But we had one. I'm ashamed.
I am not ashamed.
I'm not
We're
either.
going to talk about our Toxic Girl Summer and even the life lessons that we learned in that toxicity and operating out of that.
Yeah.
So before we get to that, let's troll on Tinder.
Yeah. Pause.
Before we get started on these profiles, Aggie, real quick, what has been your experience with online dating?
I've had fun.
You've had fun.
It's
Have you met more weirdos than not?
very much so. Like, you gotta shift through the bull crap. I'm gonna give y'all a disclaimer. I might cuss, okay? I ain't gonna try to do it as much, but you gotta shift through the crap, right? And so it has been rewarding in some instances, but then other instances it has literally just been fun, and I kind of like to troll just a tad bit.
I think you like to troll more than I do.
Yeah.
I'm not really a trolling kind of person.
Yeah, that's so true. Because
talking to you takes energy from me, and you're like, "This is so fun." I was like, "I hate all of this." And
I enjoy
all
it.
of you.
Because a lot of times, people get on dating apps and they just be capping, and I like to find the capping before we even get to the whole let's exchange numbers.
I don't even like to talk.
Some days I don't either. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I am a real live dude when it comes to this. I have a man's mentality when it comes to dating.
I think we both do, but it's different sides of men.
I'm more of
You're the capper, and I'm the one that you message and don't ever respond.
I ghost sometimes. We'll talk about all that. So, but it has been fun. I'm going to tell you that it has been rewarding in some aspects, but some aspects, like, this is all a game to me, I feel like.
This guy says, I'm a Virgo and I like long crip walks on the beach.
Not crip walks.
Crip walks on the beach.
Okay, first of all, when you set up your dating profile on anything, make sure you got a legible and readable caption. I don't have time to cipher what you're talking about.
Also, like, nobody wants to see you in 2014. Like, we don't want to see what you look like in 2014. We want to see what you look like right now.
True.
Right now.
Like right now.
Like, literally, like,
I think,
right now.
So, of course, we like men, right? And I think that for us, we live in Atlanta.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? I had to make that preference. We live in Atlanta. So, nothing against my people.
Nothing against the LGBTQIA community.
We love them so dearly.
We just have a preference.
We do. And it's
for
men.
a certain
object.
Not
object.
desires.
Anyways.
Okay. All right.
But I think
All right,
that men basically, they definitely like put on a facade and a front because it's, you know, what is it, a statistic for ratio for men to women in Atlanta? It's 13-1.
Yeah. 13-1.
So he already having a hard time trying to grab a woman's attention, and then it just makes it so tough.
No. What did you say it was?
I said 13-1.
13 women to one man.
Yeah.
So what you said was reversed then. It's already a hard time grabbing a man's attention?
No, it's already a hard time. Yes, for women. Yes.
Yes.
For grabbing a man's attention.
Except for me.
Except for her.
I'm no cap. I have no issue with that.
But yeah, it's just, it's hard to distinguish when someone's very genuine when it comes to dating apps or if they're trying to link. I mean, with the whole panini, I just name it something different. With the whole panini that we happened in 2020 and then going into 2021, you know, everybody was at the house swiping left and right. Nobody was being real because you couldn't go meet these people, right?
I mean, you can always FaceTime though.
But then at the end of the day, it's kind of like,
then you FaceTime and they don't look like anything.
oh my God, we're gonna
because
talk
it was
about
their
that.
high school graduation picture. It's
Yes.
like, why would you do that?
So, you know, like, make sure your crap is up to date. I don't want to be looking at you when you was in high school at prom. Oh, I remember one guy, he super like me, and he only had one picture on his dating profile. And then that's another thing, because you don't know if it's catfish, if it's a bot, if it's a scammer.
Well, Tinder has the blue check now, and so it took me the longest to get verified, even though it was me. Remember when you saw me trying to get verified, and I like fell backwards while taking the photo, and it kept getting declined? And
It's like, no, this is not you.
So Tinder and Bumble both have this feature now where you take a photo of yourself right now to kind of like verify if that's you in that photo. And so then they determine like certain features, whatever. It's not foolproof because if you're pranking as your friend, you can have your friend take the photo and get it approved, but it still adds a level of like comfortability, I feel like. No, yes, no. But honestly, if you're using photos from 2014 or 2004, you're a catfish anyway. Because at this point, you don't look like what you looked like then. I don't care.
What's the purpose of catfishing? Let's look up that definition. Why you Tinder troll? Did you find some profiles?
They're not fun. I hate, like, this guy says, I'm in an open relationship looking to meet someone new and see what happens.
Open?
My thing is, when these people be in open relationships, I am like, how did you find one person in the first place? And then second, how did you find someone that will be open with you?
Oh, it's a lot of them on there.
Because you're not very attractive.
Ain't cute at all.
He's not, and he looks like he's not even 6 feet.
Please update your height. Oh my God, he's my daughter's height.
And he has like 8 cuffs on his jeans.
He's little. I got one here. I wish we could show you.
I know
pictures.
you're lying.
36.
Can we show pictures?
You'd have to put it in the screen. I didn't even screen record.
What if somebody sees this that we
I don't care.
This guy super liked me.
He's in a relationship. He Christian. Y'all always like to love to put that little religion on
But
them.
they don't be.
And you don't.
Because on the first text, they be asking you to pussy pop.
Or can I... Legs! What color is your nipple?
So
Bruh, hey.
What color is your nipples?
Like, hey, dang, it got intense. There's been a lot of horny people out here. Like, dang, you don't even know if my coochie has AIDS. Sorry, we're going to bleep that one.
You have to bleep. You don't know if my boob has boob.
You don't know, though. And people out here willing to risk it all for one night.
So this Asian guy swiped on me. Oh, we gotta get back to your guy.
Oh, I ain't got nobody in my
This
channel.
Asian guy swiped on me, and he's very small. He's like very petite. And I want to say he's the same height as Kevin Hart. His profile says, "I carry all the groceries in one trip, and I can braid hair and bread." He can braid bread and hair.
That's a talent.
Is he saying like he can braid hair because he likes black women? Clearly,
Probably. I mean, or if we have children, I can do their hair.
but Asian kids don't typically have like they have plaits, but like so he got to be talking about plaits because then you can plait like salmon or bread or.
Oh my God, I'm gonna do a salmon braid. Hey y'all, shameless plug. Come be with Aggie. Follow it on Instagram. But I said I was gonna do that. Braid a salmon.
You should invite me over that day.
I'm gonna do that. All right, so we're gonna exit this one because I don't even want to talk about him. Oh, this guy's cute.
Raul.
Software developer at IT. What does that mean? At IT, what company, sir?
I wouldn't tell my company either because then people can look up your salary.
I feel
like
so
I do.
bad. You do that.
I do
He's
that
in a
all the time.
wheelchair. If that doesn't matter, ask me.
If you've ever dated me, know that I've looked up your salary.
This guy's in a wheelchair, and if that doesn't matter, ask me anything. Let's roll.
Oh my God, just choke. One second. All right, hold on.
No, it gets better.
Hold on.
I'm gonna check mark this one because I want to have a conversation. That's my kid back there. See you later, alligator.
He said,
If it doesn't matter, ask me anything. Let's roll out. Gym rat leg day is the best day.
because he doesn't have a leg day. Oh my God.
The wheels don't bother you. We'll get along if the wheels don't bother you. He's actually cute though.
But
Dang, we didn't match.
He got preferences.
Ow!
He can't put you on his lap. It rolled out.
I think this is an old bummer profile too. Because that's not the picture.
You
I
use that as
Let me see my pictures on here. Oh yeah, this is very old.
What do you want? Let me take a bite of this, and you can take this one.
Ooh, this one look like a serial killer.
I'm gonna eat the bread.
Okay. What did you say?
Why is it? Now this guy done filtered out his face. Your turn, child, because I'm tired.
Do you like when men have filters?
Oh no, this is such a turn off. I mean,
Like, why though?
I seen one literally
We
like
can use
with
filters. They can't use filters.
with the blush on their face and eyelashes. No, I pass. Bro, this kind of plays into the toxicity of how our summer went. Because I like you and talk to you, and I don't want to say lead you on because I'm not going to tell. I'm going to be honest and open and honest with you. But I am going to troll the heck out of you. It's just fun because I'm not very interested, and they be so interested.
I'm like 8 on red right now. One guy asked
I wish
me,
I could get into my hinge.
One guy asked me 3 weeks ago, can we exchange numbers?
You know my response when I go back? Oh man, I suck at this app.
Hold on. When you go back where? What you mean, my boy?
When I get back on the app, like I've been gone for like 2 weeks, and I respond back to him and say, "Oh man, I suck at this app. I'm so sorry."
We have a list.
And they be like,
in our
too.
Toxic Girl Summer, we have a list of F-girl replies that we would typically put to these guys while we were trolling on Twitter.
So do we want to talk
on Tinder?
We want to talk about our experiment?
Not yet.
We got,
It's not time.
That's gonna be
They're
another
not
day.
ready for that.
It's gonna be another day.
So when guys would ask, "Oh, I didn't hear from you last night. What were you doing?" What would be our response?
My response would be like, "Oh man, I was at the studio, laying down a track."
My response would be, "Man, I was shooting dice with my homegirls."
Crazy part about it, they were laughing at it.
But I'll be dead serious and never give another response.
No. Because that's the responses we get. Okay?
Or if somebody would try to holler at me in person, since I'm like, most of the time I'm like the resident, like, chatty up person to get us free drinks.
She is. We'll talk about that. Trolling outside of the dating app.
And I would just talk in a British accent most of the time.
And then let me tell you how crazy she is. She'll give them my number, and then I'm waking up the next day talking about, "Hey, great talking to you yesterday." And I'd be like, "Who are you?" Block. So many block numbers this summer.
I did give them her number because I kind of got a boo.
Oh, you kind of got a boo.
Kinda.
That's exciting. Oh my goodness. So by the time this season ends, we're going to wrap up where we are in our current lives. But we got to tell y'all to start the forefront of it.
Yes.
Give me another thing. What we use on Tinder Trolling.
What we use on Tinder Trolling?
Oh no. So when that whole, "Hey stranger," I respond, "You bugging. Like, what's going on with you? Like, you all right? You straight?"
Oh my God. When they have kids, be like, "Ooh, how many baby mamas you got?"
Because what you need to know is they ask us that.
They will ask you that.
And if
3 kids, how many
many
baby
daddies?
fathers? What are their fathers doing?
where their
How are
fathers
their-
at.
How are their fathers supporting their children?
And you know how I used to respond because I was so new and so green to dating apps before we first started the old F-girl notes.
Yeah.
I would be like, my kids don't need no daddy. You know what I'm saying? They daddy take care of them. I'm the one looking for a zaddy. And it still didn't matter. But then when I responded, like how they respond, how many baby mamas you got, they like that. They love toxic women.
But it's probably because they're toxic and they're used to that dysfunction, and they like to go off vibes and vibes, but those vibes are like triggers to survival tactics based off of the trauma that they've endured.
That's true. So true. But I ain't got time for it. So I think we'll talk about, we can continue doing Tinder trolling
That's it.
every episode. I think it's fun.
We can. Next time we will have actual profiles to show y'all. I will go through there personally if my boo does not get mad, because he listens to every episode. And last season he was like, "I think on episode 3 of the 28-minute and 36-second
Not the
mark,"
timestamp.
he gave me the exact timestamp.
So you was like, hold on, let me go back.
I had to go back. He was like, "You were talking about me right here."
Oh, you're going to have to get approval. Ain't no disclaimer. The rumors are true. Whatever you hear on here, believe it, okay?
It is what it is.
So if you know me and you listening it, I'm sorry. But yes, I did act that way.
But also, in the midst of our Toxic Girl Summer, we learned some very good life lessons.
And things about ourselves.
We learned so much about ourselves. And I think it's really hard, especially as like divorced women, re-entering the dating scene. When we were first in you never got a chance to get in the dating scene because you got swooped up in high school. I was in the dating scene
Yeah,
for like 5.5 seconds. I met my ex-husband at 21. And at that point, I had dated like 4 people in my life. And I was like, oh, I love this.
I mean, I think I had one boyfriend and a super crush. God rest his soul. And then, like, he was super crush. Like, it's my heart. He was my heart. And then I met my ex-husband, 17 years old. And I was with him up until I was 33. So,
yeah.
It was so hard, like, diving back into the dating world because, one, it's so modern. It's not like what I would envision, what I had envisioned of what dating would be like. You know, like meeting somebody. My whole envision was when I got into the dating world, I would meet somebody at the grocery store and he would just bump into me and we'll start talking.
And meet cute.
Oh God, she's like.
And meet cute. I am a rom-com fanatic. So.
But that's how my brain was trained. And so then I was like, wait. And I was, you know, in church and stuff like that.
This tea is so good.
Tell me something, sis. And so then I thought my man's was gonna be at church, and then I realized I don't even want none of them. So then I got, bro, that's a whole nother episode.
That's going to be an episode.
Gots to be.
And the toxic culture within
the church.
dating in the church.
Yes.
Yeah.
So then I exit quickly out of that and went into the dating apps, and I was like, okay, everybody just want to meet up and have sex. The sex.
Yeah, and I think it was very hard for me initially because I got divorced in 2015. And it was very hard for me because people were trying to, if you do not know your worth, I feel like I've said this over and over again. If you do not know your worth, then people will try to convince you of your worth and tell you what they determine your worth as. And nobody determines your worth but you.
Yeah. You have to take a stronghold, especially in general.
Nobody.
But especially in dating.
Not your faith.
Yep.
Not society and their standards, and definitely not men.
Yeah.
Okay.
At all.
Definitely not them. You determine your worth. And so men would try to convince me that my worth was less than what it was simply because I was divorced with kids.
Yeah. I've had tons of guys say contributing, you have so many factors to dating you.
Yeah.
It's like, I got my own house, car, I pay my own bills. I work 3-4 jobs. What do you mean by factors?
And you're trying to take me for pizza with $28.
No. How about a cup of coffee while you working in the warehouse?
That was very oddly specific, but I would cheers to that.
Because how you say? And that's what you need to know. And then you're gonna come at me talking about there's so many factors to me, and you barely,
but you got 5 roommates.
Talking about they my cousins.
And so one guy. I distinctly remember one guy telling me that that a Benz with a lot of miles on it is not worth as much as a Benz with no miles on it. And I said, I don't care whether you perceive me as having a lot of miles versus women without kids having no miles. You don't have to buy it. So
it's your choice.
Why are you choice? If you're gonna choose to buy it, you're gonna choose to buy it, and you're gonna delight in that purchase.
And what I don't get is you continue to carry on the conversation with me when you tell me those things.
Yeah,
and I'm supposed to be receiving
because right
it.
out the gate, you're already trying to gaslight and manipulate me to get what you need to get from me.
Ain't gonna happen.
Guess what? I got more than $28. $28.
They be asking you to buy them 2 apple pies.
Wait, what?
From McDonald's.
Who? I need to know this story.
Okay, so I was talking to this one guy.
Boom.
Dating app. I forgot which one. Hinge. Found this guy. Seemed pretty dope. Awesome conversation on the app. We transferred over to the phone. Still pretty dope conversation. FaceTime, things of that nature, still pretty dope, you know what I'm saying? But I really didn't have a great conversation with him because every time we talked, he was getting off of work, mad sleepy. Y'all, I'm always tired. So then, I was like, okay, well, let's meet. All right, so we're gonna meet. So this particular day, I'm being very Pacific. Can't stand when people say that.
We're gonna have a spelling bee on here too.
Can't wait.
It was supposed to be today, but I feel like we're running long.
We only had 22 minutes in the first.
But this is the second video.
No, the first one's only like 15. 10. No, 10.
It needs to be like 5.
We gotta cut it out though. Anyway, I'm gonna speed the story up. Obviously, I need to speed the story up. So then I met him.
Stories last forever.
Man, so forever, right? But they got good details, right? So I was like, okay, boom. I was like, I'm gonna be running errands in this area. Let's link up. So I'm hitting him up on my phone, like, okay, look, I'm moving. I move. So I'm the type of person. I'm a business consultant. I'm always moving things of that nature. I'm at the next spot, especially when I'm out doing stuff, right? And so I was like, okay, I'm here. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna stop and get some food because I was with a group of friends. I was like, come meet us here. He was hot. You know why he was hot? Because he didn't have a car. He had to walk from where we were supposed to originally meet to where I was. And he going off on me because I'm moving around with my transportation. And Nikki and Jicky ain't moving fast enough. Nikki and Jicky is too late.
I was wondering what
popped off. But therapist Alyssa said, give him, you got give him
Hold on, I need to interject. Lisa ain't say date nobody without a car.
We didn't know.
You didn't tell me that.
So I said, okay, I'm gonna give him a second
date
chance.
Regular niggas, not drug dealers
Or scammers.
people with W-2s.
He had a W-2.
Or 1099s. Yeah, but here's. All right.
Meanwhile, showed up, whatever, this, that, and the third. So I remember having a conversation after that because we kind of talked through the whole incident because I was like, you came in hot without giving me details. You should explain to me that you ain't had no car and I would have been able to move. I would have been able to meet you where you was because I'm trying to be accommodating. But you tried to finesse me and, what's the word? Act like you something and you ain't nothing.
But would you really have tried to meet him? Because I would have blocked him.
If he told me he didn't have a car,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have pressed the issue. It's a panini. He could have lost the car.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like I wouldn't have pressed the issue. It could have broke down or whatever. I mean, you Ubering.
She's
okay.
more gracious than I am.
I am more gracious when it comes to that because I guess because I've experienced and been there before.
I have too.
I know, but
Also, I wasn't trying to date them, huh?
You're a different caliber right now. We're both on a different caliber, but she more different.
What? Don't do that. Don't do that.
But I have just a little bit more heart and grace.
I have grace. You know that.
Did you say
But
you would have blocked him?
Yes. Because I know long term, it's gonna hurt you in the beginning, but long term, like it would have been worse if we would have continued to date. And most of the time, when men do not have their stuff together and they're dating a woman with their stuff together, they start to resent that woman. They start
That's true, because that's what happens.
They start to have an ego trip.
Yep.
They start to, all these other things take place, which for me, I cannot date somebody who doesn't have their stuff together, because when you come at me and you see that I have my stuff together, you're going to start to resent me. You're going to start to do all these other things, and you're not going to be ready for me the way that you assume that you would be.
Or need to be. I mean, that's
you're going to be intimidated.
That's
rip.
That's what ended up happening. He was very intimidated by me, and he would just pop off. And I ain't very. I'm hardcore. My skin is pretty tough until you press buttons a little bit. And so I was just like, nah, that's not what we finna do, bro. But he was just like, I ain't never had nothing. You can just buy me an apple pie.
What that be like? We're done here.
But yeah, that's part of Tinder Trolling for the first episode.
Yeah.
We got so many stories.
We have so many stories.
But it was the start of our summer.
I met my boo on Bumble though. Bumble seems to work better for me. I find that they have, they're more stable financially than they are on Tinder. I feel like people in jail be on Tinder.
The scammers and the link ups are on Hinge.
I agree.
Pause. Y'all gotta get off those stairs because we can hear that phone.
My damn ankle fell asleep. I'm glad we paused.
Carter, go off the stairs. We can hear the phone.
That's Ari Bari.
Ari.
No, or is that Trey?
Guys, we're recording. We're trying to finish this up.
Babe, you said you want to be home by a certain time. You gotta let me finish off with this. All right, get that last slice. I feel like it ain't no more.
Don't be on the stairs with that phone.
Just one more?
Yeah, more cheese slice.
Okay, just one more cheese slice? Let me eat that corner piece. I like that. I gave Ari my piece.
What?
Okay, y'all, I'm trying to hurry up.
No, hell no. I didn't say that damn bread. I said let me eat the tip. I like to eat the tip.
I like that. I like that. No.
There you go.
You ain't using the tip.
But y'all be having a whole meltdown with these kids. Uh-oh. That's gonna have to put a caption because you said that really slow.
We gotta cut that out. All right. That's gonna be it for Tinder trolling. We are gonna progress to what's in your purse.
I got my
So
purse.
Agatha's gonna go through her purse. I feel like she emptied it.
Nope.
I feel like she emptied it. So go through your purse and tell us like the significant. But you gotta give us the like.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you the blah, blah, blah. So I got a bunch of receipts.
You gonna give me the what?
The blah, blah, blah. Of course, your mask. Remember we said we hate people
The
with
mask.
masks. I don't know what this is, but it has to do
That's
with-
from Ari Barry birthday party.
Okay, so you know I got kids. Every mama got something in their purse that's associated with
I
their
got a
kids.
half body of a LOL.
My COVID vaccination card because yes, I did get
And
vaccinated.
it's affecting people of color at what's the word I'm looking for? You're not.
Yeah.
Gonna
Got some
exceedingly higher rates
yeah.
than non-people of color. So if you're not vaccinated, I highly urge you to do so.
Yes, but it is your choice to do what you
It
want.
is your choice, but look at the data, see how the percentage and the rates of people of color dying versus non-people of color, and then also analyze the side effects of the vaccine versus
Not having it.
not having it, and make your decision.
Yeah. Got some panel liners because I'm on DEFCON 5. But also, I was going to say something else, but I want to keep it very PG-17. Drip. Mascara. Crayons. Gotta smell good always.
What is that? What?
So I love Black Opium, YSL. Saint Laurent.
Ooh, this smells good.
Yeah, I gotta get a new one. So I wear that one, and then I wear
Ooh, you keeping
Libra.
that for a rainy day?
Yes, chocolate, because I love chocolate, especially when it's DEFCON 5. And I got some change, some cards.
Do you have spare change?
I'm hopeless. Spare change.
Do you have spare change?
And a ring.
Does that ring hold any significance?
No, it's actually just
Okay.
and
Noted.
my red lip, just in case, you know, we be somewhere and we have to hop out and it be some
You just never
folks in the street. So the significance of all of it is, you know, of course, mommy's always running errands, doing what they have to do. So you don't always, I mean, the receipts don't have any significance. I think it
is significant that we shop a lot.
We do shop a lot. I think one of the things that I can say that is significant for me is, well, right now, because, you know, I'm single. And what's
Child,
important-
this tea is piping hot.
I always want to make sure, and I'm gonna go back into kind of like a childhood thing. When I was younger, I remember I didn't have an issue with body odor, but it was kind of like I was taught to be clean, but not taught to be clean. But now she know I take like 50 showers a day, right? So it's important that my hygiene stays on point. It's not like it's an issue or anything, but it's just like one of those OCD type of things. So I'm always gonna make sure I'm somewhere smelling good, smelling nice. I remember I was in a restaurant and I had put on some perfume, had shea butter on, everything. And this man said, "Ooh, you smell so delicious." And I was like, "What's your number?"
But you never called him.
Never did. The other important thing is my debit cards, credit cards, and stuff like that. What about this money?
That's why you can never find them.
You're right. I lost one. I found
I'm
the
sorry,
other ones.
I sound aggressive, but every time we're shopping, here she is searching through a stack of cards. It's just like, my card isn't here. Every time when we get to the register, every single
I
time.
found it though today. It's in my car. And then of course another significance is my kids. Like I feel like I carry my children around everywhere I go, and they are such a representation of who I am and what I do. Like I grind hard for them. My greatest fear is failing them, you know? So like just even having things like this, and they're in school or something because they back in school. But some days I miss my
They
kids.
want to fail for sure.
Definitely gonna fail. If y'all bring them kids back virtual, mine's gonna repeat the grade that they need. I'm just gonna let y'all know.
First off, and mine are not. And it's not because y'all taught them something. It's because I work in data and analytics, and I will sit there and write reports, and you will have to pass them to the next grade.
I ain't doing all that. I'm just
I
not.
will.
I'm so free spirited when it comes to my kids. They don't want to get up and do it. It's up to you. I got my degree. I done been to college. I got 3 businesses. I provide. I work. That's you that's gonna, have to suffer at the end of the year. It's your choice. I like to believe that my kids have choices. So always having something.
Ari. That's Carter.
Carter, stop.
Carter, go upstairs.
I'm not gonna tell you again if you come downstairs again, mommy mode. We keeping this in here. You come downstairs again, I'm taking your electronics.
Here. I knew you was down here. Go. I'm counting down. 5, 4,
Carter, that TV
3,
going black tonight.
2,
Come back down here again.
1.
See, our parenting somewhat similar.
It is very similar, but not.
Not, cause I shut that TV out. I'm the type of parent that will unplug I would take the cords. I'll leave the TV up. You know how some people just take all the stuff
I
down?
take the remotes.
Mine not turns on with the remote, without the remotes. I take the power
Oh,
cords.
but no, I shut down their phones as well.
You do that.
I will shut down their phones remotely because I don't have a lot of energy most of the time.
And all you hear is, ah!
Okay, I'll do the dishes. God, why are you like this?
So yeah, that's what's in my purse today. That was a good little thing. Been traveling in this purse for. I went to Tractor Supply today.
Tractor Supply?
My mom has chickens, so I had to go get chicken food for the chickens. And I went in the store. Let me tell you, Tractor Supply and Home Depot, ladies. Okay, let me tell you. You might want to make a visit to them stores in the morning time. Don't go in the evening, because in the evening that's be the people that
I don't know why
work.
you're telling me I'm definitely not going.
You're not going, but I'm telling the ladies, y'all go in there. It's some.
So did you holler at somebody?
They was looking.
Did you holler at somebody?
I did not.
Why did you not holler at anybody?
I chose not to.
But you're single.
I just chose not to today.
This tea is so piping hot. Okay, so now to the Speak Brown Girl spelling bee. Ladies, I need y'all to tune in and DM us on Instagram, whatever. What words can you not spell? We thought of this simply because we were at Botica in Atlanta eating dinner and having drinks. And I'm texting them in the group chat while they're sitting there, these potatoes look like patisseries. And I couldn't spell patisserie. And she made fun of me for even having patisserie in my repertoire.
Because I was like, what are you talking about? And why are you using this in this setting? And what the hell is a patisserie?
And so I had to tell her what a patisserie was, obviously. I binge
French
watched
pastry.
a lot of great British baking shows. And so they use patisserie a lot.
So that prompted me because I'm all like, I can't spell for crap. I'm very smart, y'all. Don't get me wrong. But when it comes, it don't make sense for me to try to sit here and think when my computer or my phone can correct it for me, right?
But unless you spell gorgeous with an F in there.
Then it's not going to
words that you cannot spell.
Available? Oh,
Bro,
real.
try.
A
I need you to try though.
AVAILBLE? I'm forgetting something.
You forgetting the A after avail. Able.
See, I always forget the A.
What else?
The other day I had a hard time spelling aluminum. That's okay. Back up a little bit. I'm from Mississippi, so I can get real country. Like she knows I can get real like country. So I'm trying to spell aluminum how I say it. Aluminum. Like aluminum foil. So I was trying to spell aluminum and I couldn't, so I just erased the whole word and spelled foil. But that's another word.
How are you spelling aluminum?
ALLI.
Nominal.
I swear. What was the other word I said I couldn't spell the other day?
This is this all the time. The other day, it's a lot of words you can't spell.
My phone. I'm losing my phone, but
It's a lot of words you can't spell.
what was the word I said? Dog. I'm having a hard time with this word today. I was struggling.
I think it was particular. It was particular.
So they say when people have like messy handwritings or Russian means that your brain is moving faster than what you're trying to do.
That doesn't have nothing to do with
Yes,
your
it
spelling
do.
particular.
So I could be on the word particular, but my brain is already trying to process the ending of the sentence.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you said you were writing it how you pronounced it.
How I pronounce it. Yeah. Specific.
How you pronounce it?
Particular? I can say particular.
I know, but how was you trying to pronounce it that day?
I can't remember what I was writing.
Particular.
Particular. Yep. Particular.
Particular.
Partic. Yep. Lord. I literally spell words how I enunciate them.
What was the other? What did you just say? What was the other word you just said?
Oh, wait a minute. I think I have it in the group, in the chat. Hold on. Let me
Don't
pull
even.
my messages. Let me find lease.
Oh, what do you have at the top say?
What are you talking about, sis? I think I sent it to you in a voice message.
Spicy meatball.
Oh God, it's so far up. We talk all day. I cannot remember.
We do talk all day, and it's like we don't see each other, but we see each other all day.
All day long, bruh. I can't remember it, but
Oh my gosh, that video. Play that video for them. Turn it around. No, not that one. This one.
Okay.
This was you today. Hold on. You got to make it big first before you play it. Before you do the sound.
Is it gonna make it bigger on?
I don't know.
No.
It turned it off. Hold on.
Disaster. All I have to prove to that is.
We're gonna.
Hold on.
Sure. I mean, I don't recommend.
Oh, it's not showing.
I'm a disaster.
So
Okay. So in this TikTok by what is that? Mal Doxson.
we'll put it on the video.
We'll put it on the video. One of the girls says to can you turn your volume up the highest so loud? One of the girls says to him, will you be my boyfriend? And this is his response.
Hold on.
I missed the button. I missed the button on the phone. That's the thing that happened. So along with this is what you're getting involved with. This is, like I said, I don't recommend it. I don't recommend it at all.
That was you.
No.
It was me.
You said, sure.
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 I mean, I don't recommend it. I mean,
That was you.
I'm a disaster. And all I have to prove to that is everything I've said and done ever since the day I was born. But
Since the day I was
if you
born.
want to look past that, then so am I. Yeah.
If we look past that, then
So am I.
I
But you didn't trust it. You just bring it.
that's what we do. We do that all day too. We look at TikTok.
Sure.
But okay, so we can kind of go into that a little bit, just a little bit.
Do whatever you feel comfortable
It's so
doing.
like it's so brand new and so fresh and everything,
It's
and
so
I will talk about it a little
fresh.
bit
I don't
more.
wanna share it
Yeah,
just
it's.
yet.
I don't want to share it just yet, but that's one of my fears. Like, you know, somebody asking me to be their girlfriend, and I'm all like, "Well, I'm a disaster. This ain't what you want. Like, you sure?
Sure.
Like, you sure this is what you want?" And I think that it plays into the trauma that I've experienced from my past relationship.
Yeah.
Because I never felt like I was enough. And so I've had plenty of guys say, you know, I will marry you tomorrow. I want to be with you, things of that nature. And it scares the living daylights out of me because of my past trauma with my marriage, basically. You know, I'm all like, nah, bro, that's not what you want. Like,
Yeah.
are you sure? Because I'm not doing this over again. This next go round, this is it.
Well, see, you know, I'm very different.
You are.
I'm very different. I would cut that shit short in a minute.
Yeah.
In a New York minute.
Yeah.
We would just walk across, jump across the broom, whatever it's called. And then if I feel like it's toxic to the point where I will.
Because a lot of things come out when you're dating. It's the honeymoon phase, and then if you don't get, you know, people try to rush you to get into a marriage because y'all been dating for 3 months, y'all gonna get married, then you don't get to know that person up front when you're dating. So then when you get married, you're like a totally different person. And you're like,
for sure.
where the hell did you come from?
Yeah, for sure.
And then now you stuck, and then everybody's looking at you like, you need to work out your marriage, you know. And I'm all like, no.
And me, I don't give a damn what people say because I will be divorced in 30 days.
I don't know. Maybe because I'm growing in that.
Yeah.
I think that maybe I will get to that point, but I just don't. I'm not going to jump into it in the beginning. Just period. Just to secure.
Yeah, for sure.
This barrier
I'm not
that I
gonna
have.
jump in anything either. Obviously, you know that because I'm a commitment phobe. And you guys, if you've made it to season 3, you would know that I'm a commitment phobe. I think in all 3 seasons, I've had one boyfriend, except for this one that's kind of my boyfriend now.
Kinda is her boyfriend. He is her boyfriend. She ain't single no more. Hot girl summer.
So that is a great transition into Toxic Girl Summer. Okay, so what were our goals at the beginning of Toxic Girl Summer?
Get every good we can get.
And to just have fun.
Just to have fun.
Just to have fun. I think that we put, especially as women, we put so much pressure on ourselves to be in successful relationships, to be in happy relationships, to feel like we're on the next phase of our life and that we're progressing and that we have arrived to a certain place, right?
Yeah.
But in the midst of that, we never get to just enjoy where we are right now.
And I think that's one of the most important parts when it comes to dating, especially if you've been divorced or in a long-standing relationship. I think that you should have fun. I don't think that you should hop into something so immediate. It's almost as if you do that, and I'm not, I might be stepping on a few toes here, but I feel like if you hop into another relationship, you ain't even had time to heal from what you went through previously, and it's almost like you don't even have the desire to be alone. For me, I like my space. The only people that do life with me a lot is this lady right here. You know what I'm saying? And even trying to entertain somebody, like, I ain't finna text you all day. I'm not finna hit you up on FaceTime. I'm not finna do all of that because I have learned to just be content. And I hate using that little churchy word. That's a churchy word.
I hate it.
Let's use another word. But I just enjoy just be me and being with myself and loving on me, because I think that even in my marriage, and you probably can attest to this, I lost who I was. My identity was in my marriage, my ex-husband, and then of course we had kids. I never really had a chance to know what Agatha likes. It was kind of like locked in a box.
Yeah.
So when I got separated and divorced, I was like, I'm gonna have some fun, okay?
And we'll go over that in our episode about Divorce Life is Lit, and we're gonna have Jared in there. And
yes,
it's gonna be,
Jared,
we're gonna have, because we do have like the 2 women, but then also we would definitely need a man's perspective in regards to like divorce.
He's a part of the deep group.
He's a part of this group, and we have very deep conversations for sure about divorce life and what that experience was for all of us.
Yeah.
But Toxic Girl Summer was just an opportunity for us to just be. And so a lot of people are like, well, you need to have Healed Girl Summer, or you need to have. We are in a global panini. We don't know if we're going to make it tomorrow.
It's so scary.
We don't know if we're going to make it tomorrow. And so the way that a lot of people cope is different.
Yeah.
Right? And so...
It's still recording.
Oh, I thought that was something else with the A. I am petty, y'all. That's one thing you gotta know.
Agatha?
If you're my friend,
You thought I was calling me?
if you're my friends, you gotta know I love people very deeply, but I am petty. I am petty. But no, to like your point, you were saying like you love your alone time. I don't love my alone time.
Yeah.
But we're two totally different people. And it doesn't mean that I'm healed more or she's healed less, or it doesn't, we're just two totally different people who view love and relationships and their space completely differently.
Yeah.
So anyway, Toxic Girl Summer was just a way for us to be able to take a deep breath, even in the midst of COVID.
Right.
And so we were like, yo, we're just about to have fun. We're also about to play up this whole like toxic girl, because the theme lately is toxic, right?
Yeah.
So, but you can be in a healthy relationship and still have toxic
traits.
You can still
Characteristics.
you can be in a healthy friendship and still have toxic traits. So with that being said, what are some toxic traits that you think that you have embodied or displayed this summer?
I seen it today. I actually seen a meme. It said, I'm shouting communication is key, but then I don't say shit for 3-4 days.
That's
Because
true.
I'm the type of person
That's
that
true.
will go, I go on the moon. And the moon is, everything is shut down. Like, you can't even contact me. It was at one point where my phone was like doing that, do. Like, you can download an app for that. Because at the end of the day, I don't want to talk to nobody, And if you don't text me, or anything like that, I'm not responding to you. I'm not FaceTiming you. I'm not engaging with you on Instagram. I'm going to go away. And that's somewhat a particular part of my healing, but it also can be toxic, especially when you're trying to get to know someone and you're telling them that communication is key, but then you go ghost.
Yeah, you're not communicating your needs, and then at the same, but also on like the other end of that is you never felt like you were able to communicate in a healthy manner in your relationship with your ex-husband.
Yeah.
So you, as a survival tactic, you learn to shut down instead of processing your emotions and sharing them with your partner.
Who you're trying to, you're gonna throw in a partner there, but
No, I didn't do that. No, I didn't do that. That wasn't me this time. That wasn't your girl this time.
So what are some toxic traits that you embody?
Your girl, like one, I would say about 2 things about me for sure. One is I'm an overthinker. I'm an overthinker.
Yeah.
2, I can be clingy, but I'm clingy but not.
That makes sense.
That makes sense. Because you can see that. I'm clingy but not. I know it's weird, y'all. It is what it is. And then the third one, I don't think I really shut down on him. But I don't like being told no.
Yeah.
I don't like being told no. And so in my introduction, when I said that I am a strong Black independent woman and I'm trying not to be as strong, meaning I'm trying to share my needs with others and allow them the opportunity to show up for me.
Yeah.
So when you tell me no, I'm like, I didn't really need you to do it anyway. I was giving you an opportunity. I'm gonna go do this shit on my own.
Right.
And so it's like you're not allowing somebody else to show up for you in a way that, because my love language is acts of service, so I'm not allowing people to show me they love me through those acts of service, and that's the way in which I determine love.
Yeah. I think I can't really pinpoint other things. I'm pretty sure as the season goes on, I'll be able to share a little bit more about how toxic
Emotional availability.
I'm not emotionally available.
You are currently?
I am currently, but I was not at the top of the summer.
Yes.
I didn't care nothing about your feelings. I ain't care nothing about how you feel about me. You can tell me I'm the most gorgeous girl in the world.
Relationally, not friendship.
No, not friendship.
Guys.
No. Like friendship or family, but like other guys. Like
Yeah.
it's. I guess for me, and this is what my therapist say. I go to therapy. Love her to death.
I've been in therapy 6 years, y'all.
So my therapist, she told me, she said, "Hey, Agatha, you know, you are like a person that exudes like this type of energy, this type of light that people are just very drawn to. If you think about like a mosquito lamp outside or like a bug lamp outside, you know, it's very bright, and then when they come to it, they zap. That was me when it came to like relationships, and so I would." Not intentionally try to draw you in. People would just be naturally drawn to me. I've had, like I said, remember my introduction? People say I got the juice, keep listening. It's just something that is just very natural when it comes to me. Like I'm very much so, I like to help people build things. I will help you build a business in a minute, and you'll be making millions and millions of dollars just by the knowledge that I can give you, right? And so a lot of people cling to that, and they see that. I travel a lot, so they see that too, and they want to, I want to be on the catamaran with you, and this, that, and the third, and this, that. But then it's kind of like that draws in, and then I'm all like, you're dead, because that means nothing to me. So I become emotionally available when I feel like you're pulling so much out of me that you're not filling me up. So then I shut down on people.
Yeah,
you know?
for sure.
So I think that is definitely a toxic trait.
Yeah.
Cause they be so excited, and I'd be like,
For sure. I don't think my aspect of that is a toxic trait. For me, it takes me a little bit longer to attach to people than it does other people. You know how people go on a first date and they're like, I'm so excited, I think I found my person. Me?
How many persons I have? I've had.
And we talk about this all the time. You'll be like, I left the date. I think I'm in love. I just love him.
Because
and I'm like, do you?
And it is not because of me liking them. It's because of the energy that I received from them, and it was only because they were drawn towards me. It was almost like a feeling.
Yeah. But it wasn't it wasn't it was a high in that moment.
Yes.
That was followed by a low.
Very much low.
Yeah.
Kids don't do drugs, but if you ever have, you know what we're talking about.
Just kidding. I do not do drugs. Just kidding.
But anything when it comes to a high, it could be food, it could be
no. It could be, but it also could be just like honestly, I think on your end, knowing your situation personally, and I'm not gonna say too many details about that, but even entertaining someone that wants to be in your space, even if for that momentary moment, you know what I mean? Like that gives you a high. Feeling wanted in that moment gives you a high.
But that leads back to, because that's why I go to therapy, and I talk to my therapist and this one, because I don't know why she ain't got no counselor degree, but it goes back to the trauma that I've experienced in my marriage. So when the high is gone, I'd be like, why are you still texting me? And, and they are just very giddy and excited. And oh my goodness, the vibe is cool and things of that nature. Now, this is at the top of the summer. This is not a reflection of who I am because I've learned from those behaviors. But when the high comes down, it's down. And at this point, I don't even know that you exist. You're dead to me at this point. But I'm a renewed woman.
I'm a changed woman. But for me, I think that it takes me a little bit longer to attach to people, simply because of my past relationship with my ex. It wasn't, words don't mean shit to me. Not one thing. You could tell me anything.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean nothing.
Yeah. You're definitely not a person that like follow behind action. And she would always say, if he wanted to, he would. And at first, I'm gonna be honest with you, I was like, well, I mean, that really don't make no sense, because I mean, he's still here, he's still actively talking, but then in some aspects, he just, that person just falls through or falls short on it. And then you kind of have to believe, like, okay, you're putting so much energy into this person, and they're not even giving you the same energy back. So if he wanted to, he would.
If he wanted to, he would. And it's not to
Shouldn't
say
care
that
about the
people
words.
don't have shortcomings at times. It's not to say that people don't have opportunities to cancel and things like that. But you definitely see the character of people over time. And in the beginning, especially when it comes to one thing for me is that I already garner a lot of attention anyway. Wherever I go, literally. So for me, having attention is not a big thing. Somebody telling me I can picture you as my wife, that means literally nothing to me, because if I don't picture you as someone that I see a future with, then that, you know what I mean? Like, those words are null and void. But if I see like the effort that you're putting forth, and I see like the action behind your words and stuff like that, then over time that'll start to be like, for me, okay, that's definitely somebody that I could be with, somebody that I can envision a future with. Because it took, like, how long did it take for me to be like, okay, yeah, we'll date exclusively?
A while. Like,
he kept asking.
Like, he was very persistent.
He kept asking.
And she would be like, is he love bombing me? Is he doing this? I'd be like, child, just live
We
through the moment.
Googled every
word that we could.
Every red flag,
We have notes. That's why the F girl notes. Yeah, we might list them at the end of the season. We'll have to bleep out some words. But we literally Googled every red flag definition for her. Okay, so, and then this plays into, has toxicity gone up in, the panini due to strain and mental health and because we are in a global panini or whatever, like, because of how you perceived him to act a certain way, we were always trying to figure out red flags in him. Like, did that play into because of past things that you've experienced? How somebody treated you, not necessarily your ex-husband, but anybody in general that you've talked to. You know what I'm saying? And so then what we do is we take those past experiences and we dump it on the person who is so much sincere that it's almost unbelievable to a point.
Definitely. And there are times when you go through so much trauma in past relationships that you start to believe and adopt the notion that there will be no happy ending for you.
Oh yeah, that's very much true.
And so you want to allow yourself the opportunity to be happy.
I was literally that person up until 2 weeks ago. I'll give it 2 weeks ago. But I was like,
but you hid it from me though. Nah.
No, I didn't.
Not really.
I did not.
Okay.
I barely wanted to share it with my folks.
You just shared it with everybody today.
Because it's out of the norm.
You're excited. And what do I always tell you?
To live in that.
And allow yourself the opportunity to be excited.
There's something like that. See, therapist. I don't even know why I pay my therapist. I just come to her. Because my therapist be saying the same thing. And we all be having a conversation. She literally get on this Zoom call with me, my therapist. And I'd be like, Alyssa told me that. And I'll tell her, she's like, who's on my side? My second therapist that I don't have to pay. I just pay her with love and food.
I think we pay each other now.
But I mean, when you've been through so much disappointment, so much struggle, so much toxicity, and we got gaslighting, we got manipulation, we got all of this when it comes to relationship. I believe I love hard, and I am like that little girl that dreams of having the white picket fence and the very happy ending. Like, I didn't imagine myself being divorced ever. I didn't think that it was just a notion. And so now going through it and walking through all of that, it's just been such an eye-opener, and having to, kind of live through it day by day. And so, like, literally up to 2 weeks before, I won't lie, I was hurt. I was scarred. Like, there was no way that you was gonna break this barrier at all. You were not going to break it. As much as they tried, much as previous people have came before have tried, I always had in the back of my head that you finessing me. And what I always say, you ain't gotta finesse me, you ain't gotta lie, stop capping. These are the new terms that the people are using today. So I kind of like these new terms. I think I'm gonna kind of use these into 2022. But you just don't have to do it.
Don't keep them, because then that means you're old. Just try and see what new ones they have then.
But you ain't gotta finesse me, you ain't gotta cap me, you ain't gotta lie. Like, there's no reason for you to do it. I don't belong to you, you don't belong to me. But in a sense, and I will tell you, there was one particular person I dropped the ball on. I will admit to that. But that was because of...
This is the first time she's admitting this, BT Dubs.
But I did. I dropped the ball on this one particular person, and it was only because I was scared.
But also, I believe that, first off, everything happens for a reason.
It does happen for a reason.
That's number one. And number two, I think that if given the opportunity, it probably wouldn't have worked out the way that you had wanted.
You say that because in particular with this particular person, I knew that I dropped the ball, but I also had a reservation in the back of my mind that we would never work. You know how you could be good for someone and someone can be good for you, but y'all can never be together?
Yeah, but then also you and I, we talk about our deepest desires.
Yeah.
And we talk about what we desire, what that looks like, and what that looks like practically.
Yeah.
And he didn't align with that.
True. But I will admit, and I have become, that's another part of therapy. I have also, while I'm telling the other person that you ain't gotta lie, you ain't gotta cap, you ain't gotta finesse, is I'm trying to also not lie, cap, and finesse too, if that makes sense. Because I feel like I need to, sometimes I would just finesse and troll and keep my guard up, and I would not let my guard down.
And I think at one point I did tell you, where were we? Were we in Tulum? I said, you're entertaining people that won't work out for the simple fact that you would never have the courage to actually date somebody that it could possibly work out.
That's so true.
But also, while she calls me therapist Alyssa, I'm a shit show too, okay? And so we both have to have those conversations. Like, she's way more laid back than I am. And she'll tell me, like, bro, you need to relax.
I will be like, I can't even say what I like to say, but have you ever seen chill the hell out? Like, what the hell? I would always be like, girl, if you don't ride this wave and roller coaster, like, it is not that serious. And she literally comes back with 5,000 voice messages or paragraphs explaining. And y'all like, oh wait, that kind of makes sense. But for me, I'm just like, still roll with the punches. I'm very much laid back.
By the time I've relayed that to them, I've already made my decision and shared that with him. And he's already talked me down from it.
Well, we have to be talked down off of ledges a lot of times. I'm
he
trying
talked me down most of the time.
I'm trying to. What you said?
He talked me down most of the time.
Yeah, got good. That's another episode.
Closed caption on that. No closed caption on that.
I hope you didn't read her lips.
But I think that it's very important. I know that for me and things that I wanted, and even things that I've experienced just this year in 2021, especially in that relationship with him, like, this is my longest relationship.
I'm so proud of you.
Post-divorce. And even in that, like, I've learned so many lessons through that.
And that literally it pressed on my heart and my spirit to even say this. I'm not thankful because of how the panini has panned out. Of course, many people have lost their lives, family members, things of that nature. But also, it did allow us to sit with ourselves. Because if you think about years prior, we were always busy, ripping and running, hustling, trying to get the grind, this, that, and the third. When the world shut down, it shut down. And you literally had to be in your house by yourself. And that's where mental health started to become the most important topic to talk about. Now, granted, I've been in therapy ever since I've had my oldest, which will be 16 in November, but literally trying to hone in, not saying mental health issues, but definitely mental health issues within yourself that was blinded or blocked by the busyness of your life and your world. So I'm kind of grateful that I was able to experience the panini. For one, it launched my career, my job to a whole nother level, because had it not happened, I wouldn't be where I was today, right? Entrepreneurship is hard, but it was very popping at the top of the panini last year. And then now going into 2021, and it's almost the end of 2021, and recognizing my flaws, my deep desires, the things that I want for my life moving forward. I like to say my age. I'm 37. I'll be 38 this year. I say that because I know she's always gonna react.
I'm not gonna say my age, so.
But you know, like, I'm growing, and I feel like my season is definitely shifting, of course, and I want it to shift in a good way. And I don't want to carry what I've been carrying from birth up until now on to the next season.
And I think
it always rolls over.
Yeah, for sure. I think we've definitely had a conversation too where we said that it is not fair to our future selves to allow us to be stuck and held back based on what our trauma has done to us.
Yes, that's good.
And where our trauma has like held us to. And we see those people that we've had those traumatic experiences with, they're thriving. And we are
quote unquote, because we really don't know what's going on.
And honestly, you know,
but then
I'm not gonna hold you up. I wish the best for my ex.
Me too.
I wish the best for my ex. Unfortunately,
she tried to say something about innocent while she's trying to think about what he said. I do too.
He lost the best.
Best. I
He
feel
lost the best, but I wish the best for him, and I wish I like pray that his business takes off. I pray that like he goes through a growth spurt and like all those things. Unfortunately, I have not seen it, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's mine to see.
Exactly. I mean, the same thing. Like, I wish my ex the best. He's definitely moved on and everything like that. The pettiness in me, I want to say is, I wish she would send me some flowers and chocolate and thank me for what I was able to give her, but because he learned a lot of life lessons of what not to do with her.
See, the girl that's dating my ex-husband, I want to give her some flowers and some chocolates.
But I mean, it's true though. Like, you should say you're welcome. No, thank you, because what he did with me, he knew not to do with you. That was the pettiness, and it was pretty petty, right? But no, I do wish that, because at the end of the day, people say, oh, you in your relationship with your ex when your kids turn 18. No, you got to think about it. These kids got to grow up. They got to get married. They got to have kids.
And we got to be at the wedding together.
We got to be at the wedding together. I'm not going to be mad at you about what you did to me 15, 16 years ago, bro. I'm going to be thriving, and I'm going to be living my life. You know what I'm saying? And however you did whatever you deal with, that's how you deal with. But for me, I just cannot carry that into my next season.
Yeah.
In my life, because I want to be happy.
Heavy.
Man, it's so heavy to carry it.
That baggage is heavy,
bro. Like, don't.
And I'm not trying to carry nothing with me. When God gives me everything that I prayed for and my deepest desires, I want to be able to receive it all.
I don't even want to take the charger that you bought me 2 years ago, bro. Like,
let me tell you, that's why that dumpster coming. Everything that remind me.
When I moved into my house, I bought my house, and prior to me buying my house, my ex had come to visit the kids. He completely remodeled my whole apartment. He bought couches, beds, TVs, all of that. I moved into my house. I gave all that shit away because I did not want to be tied and attached to him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So then he eventually did come down and visit my house and things of that nature. And I'm pretty sure he walked in and was like, what a damn couch I bought you. I just bought that damn couch. I spent actually a pretty piece of money. But guess what, the couch is? In somebody's basement, because I could not bring it.
Mine didn't buy anything, but
I didn't even want to bring up the spoons that we had.
That even reminds me of him.
The socks. I found socks. Throw them shits in the garbage.
So, okay. So as we start to wrap up, so those toxic traits that you outlined in the beginning of your emotional unavailability and your lack of communication skills and your ghosting, our toxic girl summer, how do you think those changed for the better for who you are right now?
Ooh, you gonna ask me that question? How about you answer that question first? I think that I'm very more in tune and aware of my behaviors of it. Mm-hmm. I feel like when I feel like going on the moon, I have to shut it down within me. Like, no, do not leave.
Not like there's nothing wrong with having time to yourself and being.
I mean, I have my time to myself, but sometimes it would just be intentional because I just don't want to be fooling around with nobody. So I kind of catch those behaviors before. One thing that my therapist also tells me is to walk through those triggers. So every time I do get triggered by something that leads to the toxic behavior, instead of me being toxic, I try to walk through that trigger. I try to feel it. Like, I want to feel, why are you acting this way, and why are you repelling out this toxic behavior, so to say. And so, like,
I am like about to cry.
Really?
I'm about to cry.
But I think that it's a lot of growth because of the simple fact of
and when you have people that you love dearly, you're rooting for them to win.
Yeah.
Right.
Of course.
One thing with my friends, I'm always rooting for them to win.
We always root for each other.
I'm always rooting for them to win, and they may be mad at me in the moment, but I don't give a shit. I'm gonna tell you that. What do you do to me when I say something? I'll say my point, and you'll keep following up. And I said what I said.
Because you're not listening to me.
And I'll walk off. Because I am listening to her, but then also at the same time, if we want to go where we're trying to go, we can't stay where we are.
Yeah.
Currently.
You have to grow.
We gotta grow. So I think for me, I feel like I've just been through a lot emotionally in this one situation with him. With Boop. I'm not gonna say his name.
I like to keep this identity and integrity of people.
People be like, "You went to that cabin? That was so cute." I went with Boop. Like, I've literally been dating him since March, and I still had a toxic girl.
And that's what you need to know.
It's September now. Well, shit. I think that one thing that I definitely learned, I learned about my triggers, and I learned how to work through those triggers. And I would even be on the phone with him sometimes, and I'd be like, "Hold on, I'm being triggered. I need to take a breather. I'm gonna hang up and call you back later."
That's good.
And he's so caring and understanding that he would be like, "All right," but then at the same time, he's one of those people that when he's triggered, and I respond softly, then he follows up with, "Man, I was triggered when I said that to you.
Yeah.
That was not my intention. I apologize."
Yeah.
And so a major thing that I have learned through in my toxic girl summer was recognizing when I'm having triggers, what is triggering me, and then how to walk through those triggers so that the next thing that happens doesn't affect me as much. So I'll give you guys an example. I was verbally abused a lot in my past relationship. And
she does not. When I tell you don't yell at her, she can be literally at the top of her octave. But as soon as your octave rises, don't yell at me and be serious. And I'd be like, "I'm sorry, I did not mean to yell." Because I can get really loud. I cuss. And I'd be like, "Girl," and I'd be going in. She'd be like, "Don't yell at me." And I can literally see, like sometimes how you kind of chastise a child, that expression comes on your face when it happens. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. No. I mean, that's fine because it does happen, and I will shut down.
Yeah.
I will absolutely shut down. So if you want to resolve something, you can't have, and it sucks that I'm like this because I want you to be able to feel your emotions and have that conversation with me. But at the same time, if we want to have a productive conversation, there's any elevation, I'm going to shut down just based off of my triggers and the trauma that I've been through.
Yeah.
And so I'm on the phone with Boop, and he's not even yelling at me because he doesn't yell at me at all. Like,
he's super sweet, guys.
He's so sweet.
Oh, look at her blushing.
Don't do that. Don't do that. I'm on the phone with him. He yells at somebody that almost hits him. and my heart starts beating fast. And I'm on the phone with him having a panic attack. And I'm like, yo, I don't know what's happening. I need to call you back. He's like, what's wrong? What's wrong? Like, do you still want me to come see you later? I'm like, I don't know. I will call you back. I'm freaking out right now.
Yeah.
And then it was hearing him yell at somebody else, because I got yelled at so much. Hearing him yell at somebody else triggered something in me that I had a panic attack and shut down.
That's crazy.
And and what happens with me is it frustrates me that it can still affect me 6 years later.
Yeah, that's crazy. A lot of things that if you don't recognize, and that's one thing, you have to start recognizing those triggers and those things that you are experiencing from anything from your past. It don't even have to be with a relationship as far as an ex or anything.
It could be
like
childhood
trauma. But you know that if you in a certain situation where you have so much anxiety that you're having a panic attack, then you need to recognize that that's a trigger, and you need to figure out why it's triggering you, like what is going on. And I think that once you'll be able to do that, you'll be able to heal and move forward. So when the next time that it happens, you can say, because it ain't gonna never not happen again.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's gonna always happen in a particular situation. He wasn't even talking to her, but at the end of the day, it triggered her and made her think, or, you know, revert back to how she was treated by her ex. And so it's very important to walk through those triggers. So when the next time that it does happen, if he's somewhere and he going off, trying to protect her, she doesn't have to have a panic attack.
This is how we are in real life when we have like legit conversations.
Yeah.
And it just goes somewhere else and then
We
bring
squirrel.
it back.
But sure, so, you know, like I said, you know, he could be defending her in a situation and, you know, you won't have a panic attack and you can say, wait, this has nothing to do with me. It's totally separate. I have to separate myself from, you know, the event or whatever's going on and just like work through it.
Yeah. And it's hard.
It is
It's
very hard.
It's very hard for me because I don't like being seen as weak. I don't like being seen as
I'm
having
a
flaws.
fucking G, bruh. You ain't finna catch me.
I know,
I
like-
might cry in my closet, but you ain't finna catch me in public.
Yeah. I think your first time seeing me cry was this year.
Yeah.
Their first time seeing me cry was this year.
When
I've known you since 2012.
I cry when I get upset. I'm like the one of them criers. I will boo-hoo. When I'm mad and pissed off, I'm crying.
But see, when I'm mad and pissed off, I just shut down emotionally.
Yeah, you do.
I shut down emotionally, and I have no emotions to show.
Yeah.
But then also, even though, like, I think my octaves, like you said, I could be talking a whole octave, and I think that's just based off of, like, tone and inflection and just how I talk typically, especially how my kids, we yell all the time, typically because, like, somebody's upstairs, somebody downstairs, we trying to talk to each other, whatever. Like, our tones seem to range, and I can't tell that my tone has gone up. But if I'm arguing with you, first off, if I'm arguing with you, that's news to me.
Man.
Because I don't argue with nobody.
But you
And I'll be like, well, when you are ready to have a conversation, we'll have a conversation.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I pop off. I go off, don't I?
Yeah.
I will pop off.
But I have people around me that will pop off on you for me. So
Yeah,
don't think that you can talk to me any kind of way, because I will read you in the nicest way.
I know my
possible.
phone's not this big, but I'll be like, what the you not do is.
Agatha has been sitting next to me when I went off on somebody, and I went off on the nicest
The nicest way. She said something. Oh my goodness. She was going off and in her closing, and I love this. And she said, and the next time that you address me in a situation and you don't allow me to get a rebuttal, you need to sprinkle some grace on that
I
shit.
said, you have to sprinkle it with some fucking
Grace. Yep.
That's what I said.
And I was like, Grace, that's nice. That's very sweet. I would have said that part. Not sprinkle some grace, like sprinkle some grace on it.
And it's more than likely because throughout the years that I've learned, like, I hate when people say the saying, like, words don't hurt. Yes,
they do.
Yes, they do.
They do.
Yes, they do.
And they linger and they last for generations. Do
So
not
I'm
believe the
very
hype.
careful with
when they
the
say
words that I say to other people, even in my anger.
Yeah.
So if you see me like not responding, that's because I'm like, okay, I'm not going to say anything that I can't take back. But I'm very frustrated, and this is why I'm frustrated.
I like when you said, words do, and they kind of matter, because I remember one particular time my ex called me lazy, and it reverted back to when I was younger. And I have a thyroid disorder, Graves' disease. And so, you know, old school people, they be like, oh, you laying around, you ain't nothing but lazy, this, that, and the third. And so that would hurt my feelings. As I'm literally a 5-6-year-old girl remembering being called that. And it wasn't because I was lazy, it was because I was sick. You know what I'm saying? But then when he called me that, it was just like, I reverted all the way back to that 5-year-old little girl hearing it before. And so what happened was I became, what's the word that I'm trying to use? I now force myself to not be lazy. So I overworked myself and I became burned out. And that also is not a good thing. And so you always have to make sure that I'm very careful about what I say to my kids. Sometimes I can slip, but I apologize to my kids. Mommy was wrong. I'm so sorry. I know I went off on y'all, but mommy is not having a good day. I kind of explained to them, mommy needs time out. I'm going to the moon. Please leave me alone. Like, give me a moment. And I try to make sure that I'm very careful what I say, because I don't want them to be in a situation when they get my age and somebody calls them that outside in those streets and they're reverting back to what mommy said to them in the house. So in the house. And so, you know, y'all just be careful with all that, you know.
Even with your children, I'm very intentional about the words that I say to my children. Very intentional. And some people have recently called 2 of my kids words that I did not agree with. And I will tell my kids straight up, I don't give a shit what nobody else says. I'm going to advocate for you. I'm going to fight for you. Every single time. I don't care who said it. My sisters already know, my family already knows, I don't speak to my kids a certain way, and I don't allow other people to talk to my kids a certain way. And so they address it in the way that, you know what I mean? I apologize to my kids too, just like she said. I apologize to my kids because I'm human.
And they are too.
We all make mistakes. I don't know shit. I'm trying to figure this out.
I'm 30 years
old. I'm trying to figure out who still let me be an adult.
I'm 30 years old. Exactly. I called my mama today like, what in the world was, like, you didn't give me no parenting.
No guidance, no nothing. I wake up in the middle of the night, oh my God, we need an adult here. And then I remember I'm the damn adult. I'm the one that's supposed to be taking care of it.
I seen a meme today that said, you know, the girl was sitting on the couch with a whole blanket talking about me and my mom's house while she watched me raise these kids while I sit there too. Like, at this point, I don't want to be an adult.
I don't want to. It's a lot and it's hard.
It's hard.
But also, I think that there's so much value in being genuine with our children. And being able to apologize to them. So many apologies that I never got from my dad. You know what I mean? And I think, like you said, that passes on through generations.
And it goes into, and it all of what we're saying kind of loops into our topic for today. Those behaviors, those experiences, frustrations that we have growing up, they bleed into the toxic behavior that you can take and almost implant into somebody else's life. You know what I'm saying? So you just have to be careful and knowledgeable.
You do have to be careful. And also, even if you're dating and someone talks to you in a manner that you don't like, one of 2 things. You can figure out if that's that person's character and who they are, or you can figure out if that's the trauma that they've been through. Because those are 2 totally different things. And then this is one of the ways that you can figure out, hey, I don't like what you said when you said this. This is how it made me feel. And if you say that to them, how they respond determines whether they're one of the 2 things. If they attempt to gaslight and manipulate you, then that's number 1. That's a character flaw. But if the second one, oh my bad, that's not how I meant it. This is how I meant it. Let me find a better way of communicating that to you. Then that's how you know that's tied to the trauma that they've been through, and that they're also willing to change and grow with you.
That's good.
What's our closing? We close our computers at this point. But
that was a good session.
Therapy session for sure.
Well, episode 8.
Thank you guys for joining us for season 3, episode 1 of Speak Brown Girlfriends. Also, this podcast is in no way a replacement for a licensed therapist for any mental or relationship issues you may have or be experiencing. If you are in need of a therapist, we recommend therapyforblackgirls.com, or if you're without insurance, the Open Path Collective. What's the other one?
And BetterHelp.
Last paper.
Oh. Funny thing is, I can't even read it.
Because you just read something in the corner.
Okay.
Keep it together for the last 5 seconds.
I can't. You gotta read it at this point.
What? Are you blushing too hard? Single woman?
If you are,
She can't read. Oh my gosh, she can't read. She's blushing too hard. Oh my god.
are we
If you
gonna
are a new or experienced listener to Speak Brown Girls, we would love to hear from you. Make sure that you follow us on Instagram and YouTube. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, be sure to shoot us a message. Let us know. Also,
Go
you
on.
just messed it up for me.
Go
I
on.
can't even think right now. Oh, you never said that one. Yes, so thank you guys for joining us. We really appreciate it. And we're gonna have some really deep and meaningful, very real, raw conversations for you guys this season. Not that we haven't any other seasons, but I think this is more so focused on based off of our personal life experiences.
Yeah, we did life together very hard these last 2 years.
I
We
mean,
got life together since our baby
I
was
was
4
just
years
about
old.
to say,
But
because
we've
we
done
were married
life,
together, we were divorced together,
and now we are in this new season of
and when
dating.
you were getting a divorce, you were mad at me, but I still would text you, I don't care. And you'd be like, I didn't want to hear what you gotta say, I don't care.
I'm so glad. Y'all,
But that's
thank
what-
y'all. I'm so
But that's what friends are for. Friends are there for you, even in your attempt to challenge your friends, even if they don't take your advice, still loving them even in the midst
They
of
do
it.
take your advice. They just want to admit it in front of you at that moment.
Oh, so you took my advice?
I didn't always take your advice. Hold on.
Oh, okay. All right, Speak Brown Girlfriends out.
Bye.
Bye.
Love you, mean it. Make good choices.
Be average, not savage. Like a piece of hoe. Did I just roll out?
Yeah.
Kaylin! Damn, my knee hurt.
Pop that red button.